Hello, this is Gordon from Metaverse and Crypto. It's September 15th, coming at you with another video here. Today we're going to get into elephant money. I did a quick video on this a little while ago, but we're going to get into more in depth into the token. They have a lot to unpack here, but let's just quickly say, why should you get into this and why should you stick around and listen to this video? Well, this price has increased 266% over the last year, and given the mathematics behind it, while I can offer no guarantees, you need to do your research, but the mathematics behind this say this will continue going on into the future. The token has outperformed 97% of the top 100 crypto assets in the year. It outperforms Bitcoin and Ethereum and has 23 green days in the last 30. So you can see here it's pretty much all green. 1 hour all the way to the 6 month year to date, it goes up and it's green. So stick around, we'll give you a little bit more background on this. If you want to take a look at the chart, here you can see right here's the chart down here. This is where it's been going and it will continue to rise. So what do we have with elephant token? Well, if you look at some of the numbers here, it has a market cap of 411 million, and it also has a treasury called Bertha of 171 trillion tokens. And Bertha is basically the second largest holder, and it's designed not to dump on you. So it's not like say a whale, which will have a large bag and dump at any time. Bertha is designed to actually keep increasing the number of tokens that it adds over time, which will decrease the supply, liquidity supply of tokens, and the price will continue to rise. Bertha does sell when there's more liability that they come out as to the assets, but the treasury is designed so that it increases exponentially as it gains tokens, whereas the debt or the amount owing is kind of rising in a linear fashion. So the treasury will always have money to pay out the debt that's going forward. Also, a few of the other pieces that we have, like if we talk about the futures and the NFTs, do add to it. If you buy the futures, which is not the typical ROI dapp, you put in $200 on that one, you earn 5% a day, and you actually have to put in $200 additionally to compound that money. So you don't just actually get to compound and earn free money. You actually have to contribute to the system, and as you're putting that money in, it enhances those assets to liability ratio. So right now the price, which they do in per million elephant tokens, is 41 cents. And just earlier in the month here, at the beginning of the month, it was more around 36 cents. So we've gone up. Now the big piece that, well, and here's the liquidity pools before we get into that. The liquidity pools are 78, just over 78 million. And there's two liquidity pools. It has a BNB liquidity pool and a BUSD. So there's both of those as well. And if you look at the graveyard, this is another piece that actually half the tokens were put in the graveyard. And when it gets to 51%, what happens is that it will sell half those tokens, so 5 trillion tokens will sell, and then the other half, it will be paired with the other half, and then this is put into the liquidity pool to increase that liquidity pool. Now, does that do a big dump on the chart? Well, let's take a look back at this chart here. This was this little bump down here was where the last graveyard event happened. So yeah, it did lower the price, but it's eaten up quickly by the community. It basically took basically a month to get back where it was, and now that we're actually accelerating faster, the next graveyard, when it does happen, will be eaten up even faster than that. So I wouldn't be concerned about that. It does give an opportunity if you do have some funds to put in, but it'll be increasing more than that. So I not financial advice, but definitely do your own research. But the way this token is increasing, you don't want to wait for the next graveyard to happen. Now, the one thing I'd like to point out, if you take the supply, it's a 1 quadrillion token, um, that they have for elephant token. If you move that to a 21 million supply adjusted, so it's equal to in supply to Bitcoin, would you buy Bitcoin, one Bitcoin, when it was $19.61 if you knew where it is today? It's gone 20, 65K, and it's currently in the mid 20s. But if you get into elephant token now, equate that to Bitcoin price, it's just under $20. So where this one is going, it has the potential to be in the billions market cap, so we can easily 100x this token. Based on the mathematics, looking at that, the numbers don't lie. So if you want to get into that, so let's dig into a little bit more on the token and why it is built the way it is. First, we want to address this big spike here and why it dropped down. There was the way the system was set up. There was the protocols weren't breached themselves, but somebody took advantage of in one block they bought and sold and did about 40 transactions somewhere in that range, and they sold and dumped on the price. So there's been extra protection put around the protocols so that this cannot happen, getting a flash loan, and they got a flash loan for $261 million. It was huge, and then they bought and sold and did all these transactions. So there's extra protections around the protocols now, so they can't do that, get a flash loan, and they've been going forward. So the token's been around since 2021. It's withstood the test of time. A lot of tokens would have folded because of this. So if we get into here, as we said, the liquidity pools are decreasing, and as that decreases, it drives up the price. So currently there's 96.8 trillion tokens in the liquidity pool, and in the last 7 days, we sold 3.8 trillion tokens out of that liquidity pool. So as it goes down, that price per million goes up. Now, as we talked about Bertha, the Treasury, what has happened to the Treasury? It has 171.6 trillion tokens, and it's gone up 1.1 trillion tokens in the last 7 days. So it's 170.5 trillion just last week. And again, as we go forward here, as you see, here's the liquidity pool in the blue, and as it decreases here, this inflection point where the liquidity pool crosses over the Treasury, that's where it started going parabolic. And the reason for that is that there's just not as many tokens in the Treasury anymore, and that value will continue to go up as it goes from 90 to 90 or 95, 90, 85, 80, and the all-time high is somewhere between 80 and 85 trillion tokens in the liquidity pool. So we're approaching that point, and there could be a nice jump when you get past that all-time high, and you see it going up. The token has been averaging around this month 1.4% a day, and it's not guaranteed returns. If you want the guaranteed returns, look back or look into some other videos from some other individuals. Get into the Telegram and Discord. Those links will be in below, and you can get into the futures or get into the NFTs, which are called the unlimited. So if you want to get into that, sorry, I got the wrong page. Yeah, if you get into the futures or the unlimited, those will provide you the passive income. You get off the futures, you get 0.5% a day, and you do have to put in $200 in order to compound. If you claim, what happens is that if you have $10,000, you let it run, and then you claim off that, the amount you get back. If you get $500, it'll take that off your total, so you go down to $9,500. So you have to get to a point where you have to put money back into the Treasury. At $200 is the minimum, and then you can go forward. The unlimited or the NFTs, and we'll do a video on this as well in the future. They're being sold for 2 BNB, and that puts money back into the liquidity pool, into the treasuries, into Bertha, and going forward, it pays you back in elephant tokens. So if you want the passive incomes that are more guaranteed, futures and unlimited way to go, the token is rising. A lot of individuals, again, not financial advice, but a lot of strategies to talk about it. Get into the elephant token, try to build up to 10 billion. Do you want to 10x your value of your elephant token? Then you can sell off some and get into futures, get the unlimited NFT. They also have some other pieces: trunk, trumpet, stampede, and you can farm liquidity farms as well. So definitely take a look at this one. There's a lot to unpack. This was just kind of the first video of many by me on what will be going forward on the token, and I'll get into the futures in the next one. So if you do like my content, please like and subscribe. Looking forward to bringing you more. This is Gordon from Metaverse and Crypto.